a modern form of education for kids that are at homeschooling or public schooling. It's kind of an additional thing where you can find classes of all kinds. So I'm teaching personal development classes on there. I'm a heart math certified coach, but I teach beyond that with, all kinds of things that I've learned that work for myself. Positive self-talk, using affirmations and visualizing, things that I'm trying to create in my life. And so it's fun to take what I've learned and that's worked for me and put it into a kid version in my classes. And so, so this is what my contribution is in the health and wellness land that Leanne has created. I'm so thankful to be part of.
Yes. So this course, and maybe I'll have you talk about a little bit about the course itself, and then how we're going to, and I'll walk through how we gamified it.
Okay.
So this is your growth and mindset, and just an overview of what the course is about.
Okay. So growth mindset is all about teaching kids basically, having the positive mindset versus the negative mindset, but looking at life's challenges, mistakes, failures, whatever you want to call them, as learning opportunities instead of, oh my gosh, I failed. I'm confidence levels going down. Instead, they're learning to look at it as, well, I made that mistake. I'm going to try it different this time, and I'm going to grow from it. This is how I grow, and this is how I expand in life and reach my goals faster, as opposed to living in a fixed mindset where you're just like, okay, well, I'm not going to try that because I'm scared. I don't want to fail. I don't want to go through that, making a mistake or failing and it not working, because that's living a stagnant life, not growing, and it's going to put you in a depression. And so we don't want our kids looking at life that way. We want them to see life as an adventure, and that adventure might sometimes be challenges. And so getting them in that growth mindset, about 65,000 thoughts a day is what we have. And so when I'm in my lessons with my students, I'm telling, them this, and some of them are wowed and some of them think the number's too low. And then I tell them, most of these thoughts are repeated. We have 95% of our thoughts are the same as the day before, and these become habits and become who we are and how we live our life. If we want to change something about our life, we have to start in here with our thoughts. And so it starts with the thoughts, and the thoughts become beliefs. And if we believe something about ourselves, that's how we live our life. So if we want to change something that's happening in our life, we have to change the belief. So we have to change the thoughts. And so every time we swap our negative for positive thoughts, we're working on changing our belief in that way. So if somebody wants to be a pro tennis player and they keep telling themselves, I can't do this, they're not going to be on that road to being pro tennis player. So they have to catch that negative self-talk and constantly swap it and say the positive. And so that's what happens in this game. I am is basically declaring to your subconscious, because everything stems from your subconscious, and you're basically sending your subconscious instructions. I am a pro tennis player. I am passing my test. I am running faster. Anything that you're wanting to create in your life, you say it, I am. You tell your subconscious, I am already. And then, role playing like you're doing on this game can make it even, more intense for your subconscious. Instead of just saying it, being able to imagine it makes it stronger because your subconscious is paying attention. I always tell my students, like, everything you say, your brain is paying attention. It's using it as instruction. So if you're saying, I can't do something, your brain is not going to motivate you to keep going. If you say, I am, you're declaring to yourself, to your subconscious, that this is me and this is what I want. And that's a strong, powerful statement. Nobody else can say it for you, right? It's only you can say it.
Exactly. And so that's why we kind of have it here in subconscious. If they're playing the game and they always see their collection that they actually own is I am. And then we purposely will call the NFT to where it can fit in as that makes sense. I am a pro tennis player or a growth mindsetter. Those are done by design so that they can keep that the collection of I am. And I think the other thing that's really good to note is, the brain doesn't know the difference between what you imagine or what you visualize versus what really happens. And so the power of saying it in the present tense, I'm Sharon, if you can elaborate on that, but that's also the reason why it's designed this way.
Right. So exactly. And not many people know this. And it's such powerful information. whatever we imagine, the brain thinks is really happening. And this is why we can put ourselves into a panic attack when we're just thinking about something we're worrying about. Our brain thinks it's real. So we can use that for good instead of bad, thinking about the things we want to happen. I am feeling peaceful. I am, whatever it is that we want to create, we just put that visualization in our mind. Our brain thinks it's happening, and it just gets us one step closer to it actually happening in reality. We can live that way in our mind, imagine it every day, and eventually it's going to happen in real life, which Leanne and I both have lots of examples of the manifesting things from those things. But like this game, like I said, is like, a mind movie. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about using mind movies and getting yourself into this trance, these certain brain waves that help you manifest things. Well, this is basically a mind movie, it's a vision board in action where you're actually getting a role play, because that's the strongest point of manifesting and creating in your life is role playing, like doing the as if actions, doing the actions that are going to tell your subconscious you're already there.